What Star Wars movie do you think is the absolute worst? And which one deserves the crown as the greatest? Because let's be real, this galaxy has given us some of the best cinema of all time. And also, well, the holiday special. But we're sticking to the main movies today, because if I start talking about Ewoks and Wookiee karaoke, we'll be here all week. Today I'm ranking every single Star Wars movie from worst to best, all 11 of them, including the originals, prequels, sequels, and 2 standalones. And fair warning, if your favorite is low on my list, don't grab a lightsaber and come after me in the comments. Actually, do, it kinda helps with engagement. Alright, let's dive right in. Number 11. The Rise of Skywalker. On paper, Episode 9 should have been the epic conclusion to the Skywalker saga. The ultimate payoff after 40 years. We got Rey, Kylo, Palpatine back from the dead somehow, and lightsaber duels that looked stunning. There are definitely moments that work, like Ben Solo's redemption, Han's memory giving him closure, and Rey hearing the voices of every Jedi before her. Those scenes are emotional fuel for any Star Wars fan. But this movie is also chaos in space. Palpatine's random resurrection with zero explanation? Terrible. Rey being a Palpatine? Divisive. And don't even get me started on Finn's half-finished character arc. It felt like the writers tried to undo The Last Jedi while speedrunning a trilogy finale. Instead of emotional payoff, we got whiplash. For a saga that defined generations, this ending deserved more than a messy patchwork quilt. If you thought that was messy, wait till you hear which prequel is only slightly less painful. Number 10. Attack of the Clones. This movie gave us a lot of firsts. The first full-scale Jedi battle on screen, the epic duel with Yoda flipping around like a green ping pong ball, and the introduction of Jango Fett and Kamino. Plus, Obi-Wan's detective side quest is genuinely fun. If you're a big fan of lightsaber battles and clone troopers, this movie delivers. But Anakin's dialogue, "I don't like sand," is burned into meme history forever. The love story between Anakin and Padme is forced, creepy, and honestly makes you root for Palpatine to hurry up with the corruption already. On top of that, the pacing drags, the CGI hasn't aged well, and Count Dooku shows up way too late. It's a film with flashes of greatness, buried under awkward romance and digital clutter. Coming up next, a movie that nobody asked for, but somehow still gave us one of the best Lando performances ever. Number 9. Solo, a Star Wars story. There's actually a lot to enjoy here. Donald Glover's Lando is flawless. Alden Ehrenreich nails a younger Han once you get used to him, and we get the Kessel Run, Chewie and Han's bromance, and that spicy Darth Maul cameo. It's a fun space heist movie, and at its best, it feels like Star Wars meets Ocean's 11. But here's the problem, nobody really asked for this movie. Han Solo is one of those characters where mystery makes him cool, and explaining his last name as Solo because he traveled alone? Painful. Plus, the production drama behind the scenes bled onto the screen. It's not bad, it's just unnecessary. And when you stack it against the main saga, it falls to the bottom half. But at number 8, we've also got the movie that brought Star Wars back in 1999, and also introduced the most hated Gungan in the galaxy. Number 8. The Phantom Menace. This movie gave us one of the greatest characters, Darth Maul. There was also Duel of the Fates. Honestly, if the entire movie was just Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon fighting Maul, it would be top 3. The pod racing sequence is still one of the most thrilling scenes in the entire saga, and let's not forget John Williams absolutely eating with that score. But the politics-heavy Senate debates put half the audience to sleep, and young Anakin's "yippee" moments didn't exactly scream chosen one. Also, Jar Jar Binks? Enough said. For the big return of Star Wars after 16 years, it was disappointing. Great highs, painful lows, and a reminder that sometimes less Gungan is more. And of course, speaking of dividing fans, let's jump to number 7, a movie that split the fandom harder than a lightsaber through a stormtrooper. Number 7. The Last Jedi. This one splits the fandom more than a lightsaber through a stormtrooper. On the positive side, it's visually stunning. Bold storytelling choices and that throne room fight with Rey and Kylo, taking down Snoke's guards? chef's kiss. It challenged Star Wars traditions by showing failure as part of the Jedi journey. Luke's arc, while controversial, gave us a broken, flawed Jedi who eventually found hope again. But the Canto Bight subplot? Absolute filler. And Snoke's sudden death left us with a trilogy scrambling for a villain. For fans wanting payoff from the mystery box of The Force Awakens, this felt like a middle finger. Love it or hate it, it's ambitious. But ambition doesn't always equal satisfaction. Next, we've got a movie that had no Jedi, no Skywalkers, and yet still gave us one of the most unforgettable Vader scenes of all time. Number 6. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This is the grittiest Star Wars movie, and I love it. It's basically Saving Private Ryan in space. Jyn Erso, Cassian, and the whole crew sacrificing themselves to steal the Death Star plans? That ending hits every single time. Plus, Vader's hallway massacre scene, the single most badass Vader moment ever filmed, makes the whole movie worth it. But let's be honest, the first act is rough. It takes forever to get going, the characters don't have as much depth as they could, and without that third act battle on Scarif, it wouldn't rank nearly as high. Still, as a prequel to A New Hope, it does its job brilliantly, making you want to immediately rewatch the 1977 original. Speaking of prequels, number 5 is where things finally get spicy with tragedy, betrayal, and lava. Lots of lava. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 93% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So, did you subscribe already? That's great. Thank you so much for your support. Now let's get back to the video. Number 5. Revenge of the Sith. Finally, George Lucas delivered. The opening space battle, Anakin's fall, Order 66, and that heartbreaking Mustafar duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan. This movie is pure tragedy. You know where it's headed, and it still wrecks you. Palpatine going full unlimited power is meme-worthy, but also peak Star Wars drama. So why isn't it higher? Well, the dialogue still stumbles. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil, and Padme's character is sidelined to just sad pregnant wife. The acting can be stiff, but the story itself is so strong it eventually pushes through. For many fans, this is the prequel they go back to again and again. And at number 4, we jump to the sequels, with a film that reminded everyone Star Wars was back in theaters. Number 4. The Force Awakens. Say what you want, but when this movie came out, it felt like Star Wars was back. The introduction of Rey, Finn, and Poe brought fresh energy. BB-8 was instantly iconic, and Kylo Ren's unstable villainy gave us someone both terrifying and relatable. Han's return, his death, and that final cliffhanger with Luke? Goosebumps. But it's basically a remake of A New Hope. Another desert orphan, another Death Star, another rebellion versus Empire setup. It worked because nostalgia is powerful, but it also set the sequels up for criticism when the new trilogy didn't fully commit to new ideas. Still, the excitement and energy around this release were unmatched. Hold on, we're cracking into the top 3 now. Number 3. Return of the Jedi. Ewoks aside, this is a near perfect conclusion to the original trilogy. The opening rescue at Jabba's palace is a fun mini-movie in itself. The throne room duel between Luke, Vader, and the Emperor is one of the most powerful moments in the entire saga. Luke choosing compassion over anger is peak Star Wars. But yeah, the Ewoks. Some fans love them, others can't believe teddy bears took down stormtroopers. It also lacks some of the raw edge of Empire. Still, the emotional payoff of Vader's redemption, the fall of the Emperor, for real the first time, and the celebration on Endor cement this as one of the greatest finales ever. Number 2 might not be the flashiest, but without it, nothing else in this list would even exist. Number 2. A New Hope. The movie that started it all. Without this, none of the rest matters. Luke's journey from farm boy to hero, Leia's sass, Han's swagger, Obi-Wan's wisdom, and the Death Star trench run? Iconic. It's a perfect adventure movie that changed cinema forever. Of course, by today's standards, some effects feel dated, and the pacing is slower than the later films. But honestly, who cares? It's A New Hope. It literally created the galaxy we all obsess over. It might not be the slickest film, but it's the most important. And finally, sitting at number 1 is the darkest, boldest, and most iconic Star Wars movie of them all. Number 1. The Empire Strikes Back. No surprise here. Episode 5 is not just the best Star Wars movie, it's one of the best movies ever made. Darker tone, deeper character arcs, and the single greatest plot twist in cinema history, Vader being Luke's father. That moment changed storytelling forever. The Battle of Hoth, Yoda's wisdom on Dagobah, Lando's betrayal and redemption, Han frozen in carbonite. Every scene hits. It's dramatic, funny, heartbreaking, and endlessly rewatchable. There's a reason this movie tops nearly every fan list. It's the gold standard of Star Wars. So, there you have it. Every Star Wars movie ranked from worst to best. Do you agree with me, or are you ready to duel me in the comments? Drop your rankings below, hit like if you enjoyed this, and subscribe so you don't miss my next ranking. Maybe the greatest lightsaber duels, or let me know what rankings you'd like to see me do. Until then, may the Force be with you.